Excited to talk to you today. This is
You
really
are?
great news. Yes, I am.
I'm excited to talk to you too. And I
Okay.
want you to know something. You're actually once again, you scooped the entire Canadian media because you're the very, very first interview. And
Oh,
I'm doing interviews this week as we prepare for the launch on Thursday,
well,
October the 1st.
you're the guy
I
for the
did it.
job. If anyone were to mention this, I'd be like, Ieden Wall, of course. He's the perfect guy for this job. He can
Thank
talk
you
about
so much.
anything to anyone. And um, just on that kind of cusp of, it could be offending, but I'm still interested. And I don't know, there's something about you that really captivates people.
So you're at a moment in your life when you're seriously considering ending it all. Your inner man saying, pack it in, but the world saying, be brave and stand tall. It's a constant siege of torment, 24/7, winter, spring, summer, and fall. You're tired of the game, you're tired of the pain. It's tough to keep hitting the wall. And so you got the phone in your hand, and you're ready to make the final call. First things first, there is a God. He ain't Jewish or Christian or Muslim or Hindu. He wears every color of the human soul, and he wears every man's shoes. It might seem like he's a million miles away, but he's right inside of you. Truth is, he's always been there.
How do you think CJTV is going to be different from what we see out there?
Well, it's going to be different for many reasons. Number one, we're going to be focusing on Jewish themes and Jewish topics.
Mhm.
And I'm a poet after all, so I'm going to be doing a spoken word short film series along with it. So there's going to be a spoken word short film in almost every episode. And I'm really excited about that because that puts a very unique spin on things. And I'm, as you know, I'm very socially conscious with my poetry. So that's going to be something that makes the show very unique. We're going to end each show with a Hebrew song delivered by a great Hebrew musician here in Toronto.
And as you know, I'm a big fan of your poetry, which I find is a bit of a foil to the way you do other things. So there's like a more deeper, more, let's say, sensitive, or what's the word I'm looking for? A more sensitive and more like personal side to you that we'll get to see through that. Plus, with the song and everything else, it's just like a really kind of rounded entertainment show.
Some say Mars waxed prosperous and then fell through her own cracks. Watched by 2 moons, but no water on the tap. No food on the table where good men sat. No restless minds with questions to ask. No cowards to flee from a noble task. No sewer smoke to warm the stray cats. No ticker tape and no welcome mat. No subway tunnels for the vicious rumors and the hungry rats. No possessions to flaunt and no imperfections to mask. Mars has left the building and critics say she won't be back.
So Eden, I heard you say that it's a real blessing to get your own talk show in your 40s and instead of your 20s or 30s. Why would you say that?
Well, I'll say it because I'm not 20 anymore, so that I can say nothing else. But I just see the blessing now. And, you know, if I was in my 20s or 30s, I suppose I would still have the raw ability to do the show, but I wouldn't have the wisdom. I wouldn't have the maturity. I wouldn't have the perspective. And those things are really vital for a talk show host. So I didn't really see that in the beginning, like how vital those things are. And my earphones keep falling. So it's vital to have some crazy glue handy when you're doing these kind of interviews. But no, I just wanted to say, you probably saw that from another interview I did. And really what I was saying was I appreciate things so much now at this age. Like even when we were taping the first episode on set, and that, I'm looking to absorb every detail of the experience. There's like a little spider in the corner. I said, no, don't kill the spider. Don't kill the spider. Let's put it in a cup, and it's a CJTV spider. It's the first CJTV spider, and I don't want to miss this. Let me look at it. What a cute spider. So, you just appreciate every detail of the experience when you're a little bit older, and I think that allows you to approach everything with the show with a little more maturity. So that's what I meant when I was saying that it's a blessing to get your show in your 40s opposed to your 20.
And, as we spoke about just earlier, that we're living in a world of divisive politics. I imagine that it's the same for the Jewish world. So how are you going to get around this? Who is your target audience exactly?
Well, that's another great point, Shani. I mean, everything is very divisive politics these days, and Israel itself is a very controversial subject, it appears, but we're going to attempt to veer away from that because our focus on this show is Jewish art, history, and culture. So it's not a show about Jewish religion specifically, and it's not a show about Israel specifically, right? Although I'm sure we're going to veer onto that, and when we do, fine, but I'm going to do my best as host to veer away from it because that's not the focus of the show. The focus of the show is to illuminate the amazing contributions Jews have made to art, history, and culture in Canada specifically and all around the world, and to specifically hone in on the concept of tikkun olam. Have you heard of that?
No.
Tikkun olam, it means to repair the world, right? And we do that through charity and reaching out to those less fortunate. And it's a really, really big thing in the psyche of Jewish consciousness. And I'm going to be focusing a lot on charity and what Jews are doing in a philanthropic way, in a charity way, to give back to Canada and to give back to the world at large. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think it will, as the audience is going to just feel good when you see that. I want to learn about those people because, sometimes you get so caught up in the negativity and then you think, hey, look at that. Look at what people are doing.
Well, yeah, the headlines do not always accurately depict what is really going on behind the scenes. And I can tell you that some of the charitable and philanthropic efforts of Jews across Canada is absolutely mind-blowing. For example, Paul Godfrey, my first guest, he created something called the Herbie Fund, and he talks about this in episode number 1. He brought a kid from New York who needed life-saving surgery, a young baby, to Toronto, the Sick Kids Hospital, saved his life. And that grew into an incredible initiative with Sick Kids Hospital, where they now fly in, Shani, children from all corners of the globe, Jew or Gentile, to Sick Kids Hospital for life-saving surgery free of cost. And he has put his heart and soul into this initiative. And there's lots of projects that go on that are driven by Jewish hearts and Jewish minds. And so one of my main purposes with this show, my main objectives with CJTV, is to put a spotlight on these amazing efforts of humanity. And I'm going to do so with great pleasure, Sean.
Oh, we're so excited. I'm so happy to hear about your project, and CJTV sounds so like a blessing. We're really lucky to have this, and we're really lucky to have you.
Thank you so much,
I wish you all the
Shani.
best of luck.
Thank you so much, Shani. It was fun to be on your show again.
Thank you.
And I hope that we do this in studio, in a safe environment one day soon. But for now, even on camera, you still have your award-winning smile. So can you let me see that again? Wow, what a smile.
It's dimples like dimples, right?
Thanks, Shani.
You're welcome. Thank you.